get after it. Been long overdue to kind of get back into things, but
Back in the saddle.
yeah, gosh,
That's a good.
I find it so hard when you get wrapped up with other things to still have just the time or even the
Time or the
energy to
Yeah.
get after going back to the gym. But especially when you have a break where you go somewhere and it messes up your rhythm and your momentum.
Yeah, it's hard to come back to reality after that.
Of course, yeah. But that course is really good. It's like the chiropractor seminar in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It's even just the name of it. They name it Invictus.
It's very Greek sounding.
Yeah. Well, you know what Invictus means?
I should, but I don't.
It means strength in the face of adversity.
There you go.
So it was the perfect course to go to. But
Yeah.
that's, again, even just going to the gym, that's what it's all about. It's like you have a long day, you're exhausted, you have other things you want to do, and having the strength to still go out there and do it, even though you're in adverse situations or you're having a rough time, still having that strength and tenacity to go out and do it.
Yeah, it's kind of show up and do it even when you don't want to. That's kind of life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's applicable in a lot of areas too, right?
Yeah, even just doing a podcast. Even today, it's like it's a bit of a break between them, but I was like, oh man, it's like going for a run and trying to go to the gym. I'm like, do we even want to bother? Just like forget about it. But then I was like, you know what? No, we're doing it. We're still doing it. And that's what it's all about, just having consistency. And
you got a good mindset for that, man. So how do you find that within yourself on the days when you just don't want to do it? How do you find it? What's your trick for those of us out there who don't have that inner Invictus, shall I say?
Well, I think it's like I think it brings to what David Goggins' whole message.
That guy's the man.
Right? Like he was at the seminar I went to, and
he was one of the keynote speakers.
Yeah, that was
not?
Sweet, being able to listen to what he had to say. But a lot of it's what I heard a lot of the same things that what we kind of talk about.
Yeah.
Which you kind of we probably get from the same circles, but
probably, yeah.
Again, you have to
some of the same influences.
What I almost think is you have to create two of you, like in your head.
Right.
Like the person, you have to create two people. One person is the person that's telling you, oh, don't do this, or you're too tired, or one person that's trying to hold you back.
Right.
And whenever you hear that voice that's telling you to, oh, go easy, or eat the chips, or don't go to the gym, like you've worked too hard, and you have to think of that person as like, that person's trying to screw me up. They're trying to sabotage my plan.
Yeah.
And you have to almost have an alter ego, like the person that's like a badass and tough and wants to work hard and wants to succeed. And you see anything that works against that is
the enemy.
Yeah, it's the enemy. Exactly. And you can say like, oh, that's kind of crazy, like kind of weird, like thinking like that. But again, if you want to accomplish something, you have to kind of create that inner dialogue where you have some pushback against yourself, right?
Yeah. I think even the most motivated people are the people who are the best at self-motivating must struggle with this too, right?
Yeah, and that's what I heard from David Goggins was a lot of like getting up and thinking about yourself, about what you want to accomplish, right? And just get up and do it. He said it a lot more explicit, but
much more explicit. Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't hear you say nearly enough expletives there. But no, he's got like insane mental fortitude. The guy's just he's inhuman. Like, or not inhuman. That's not the wrong word, or that's not the right word. But he's just like he's
level.
Built different. Like I hate to use that phrase, but he's just like a machine. Like the guy has no quit in him. Even when his bones are broken and his shoes are filled with blood, he'll still run 50 more miles. Like I don't understand that kind of mentality.
Yeah, and one thing he said was, the one thing he said that I thought about was, he was asked a question who is your hero?
Right.
Like who, whether it's motivation, but who's your hero, right?
Yeah,
Like
who do you look
you're
up
a hero
to?
for a lot
Yeah.
of people, but who is your hero?
Yeah.
And he said, like, I don't have a hero. Like, I'm my own hero.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
right after that, he's like, and everyone, and you should all be your own heroes. Also, everyone should be their own hero,
Right.
right? Which is true. Like, people often look up too highly to whether it's athletes or celebrities or anyone else. They like look up to them and put them on a pedestal. Where it's like, no, like you should be the athlete. It's like I don't care about watching other professional athletes. Like I care about. I'm on my team. Like I'm the athlete,
Right.
right? Even if even if you don't play sports, like I'm the number one. I'm the number one fan of myself.
Yeah, my own biggest fan, essentially.
Right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
imagine if people were as big as fans of themselves as they were like the Maple Leafs or any other team. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
That's.
I care about how I do. I care about how I train.
Yeah.
Like that's my team. That's like who I put importance on.
Right.
But same sort of thing. Like be your own hero. Like raise yourself up to those levels instead of just like kind of holding yourself down and looking up to other people.
Well, that's kind of on the same wavelength of like you're only competing against yourself, right? Like do better than like always be beating your own personal best instead of holding yourself up to other people, maybe like elite athletes or somebody else that you'll never compare to. But you can always be better. You can always do better than you did last time, right?
Exactly.
Or to a point, I guess. I think maybe at a certain point, all humans plateau, but
yeah, and it came back when after the speech and then it wasn't really a speech, more of a discussion and then question answer.
Okay.
After that, he was taking pictures with people.
Yeah.
He wasn't signing books because that would just take too long. He already signed them.
Oh, okay.
But he was taking pictures with people, and the lineup was going almost like the length of
around the building, pretty much.
Almost the length of the convention.
I would have stood in line for 4 hours to meet that man, 100%.
Oh, it's kind of funny because
100%.
As I'm walking down out like towards the end of the line, like towards the end of the building, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that'd be kind of cool, like getting a picture with them, or like,
right.
Oh, if I wait in line, like maybe, like who knows, maybe wait a half hour, see if I can get in line.
Yeah.
But then I thought a minute, and I remembered what he said. He's like, be your own hero. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, like why am I gonna wait in line for a picture with this guy? Like I'm my own hero. Like I'm
gonna go have lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm my own hero. I don't need a picture with this guy. Like I listen to him talk, but I don't need a picture with him. I'm my own hero.
There you go.
Right. So
you're the only one who listened to his whole speech.
Yeah. Right. As I'm walking by all these people, like all the super fans, like waiting to get a picture with them, I'm like, no, like I don't need a picture with him. I'm my own hero. He's his own hero, and leave it at that.
Good enough. Yeah, but that's a once in a lifetime experience to be able to sit and listen to that guy speak.
Yeah, it was good. And
then
there's another guy, Ryan Holiday, who writes books about the Stoics.
Okay, yeah.
Like the philosophy.
Yeah, Stoicism and all that, which is kind of
ties into the Stotan.
Yeah,
Stotan
exactly.
Mindset.
It all ties together, which is kind of cool because you went there to further your career in chiropractic, but it also really tied into your personal life. And
mindset and personality.
Yeah, it's almost like this conference was designed with you in mind. Even if it wasn't, it kind of was, right?
Yeah, it was good. And there was one phrase or one word that really made sense to me.
Really resonated with you?
I think another originally Greek word, but euthymia.
Okay.
Which is not being distracted by people who are hopelessly lost.
Interesting.
Right? Like all the fodder and all the nonsense and yada yada that goes on.
Okay, all the noise in the world.
Yeah. So not being distracted by all the noise and holding true to like your values and your beliefs. Like,
interesting.
Dang, that's a powerful word.
It is,
and a powerful message, right? So
no, it is. It's easy to get lost in the noise, man.
Yeah, good stuff. We'll leave it at that.
Cool.